That's me on the telly. It means we're back, Australia. Welcome back to the couch to everybody. 5:15. It is a huge show. Stick around. This is what's going to come up on the show today. Cameron Lynch, my good friend, is back, and he'll be talking about all the greatest movies you've never seen, because they're new. Cara Walker will be talking about anti-protest laws and what the government's trying to do with those. And she's not trying to protest against Steve Collins because he's talking travel. And later on we talk about miracle babies as well. So we've got a huge couch. Episode 5:15. Welcome back, Australia. Stand by. It starts now.
It's showtime on the couch. Yeah, it's showtime on the couch. You can see it from your house. You can watch it from your house. It's showtime on the couch with friends and the best in town. Oh, it's showtime on the couch.
There's beauty, intelligence, obviously good hairstyle. But enough about me. The lady opening the show is only 16. She's talented, she's beautiful, she's singing a beautiful song. Talk to me. Please welcome Candy Stawarz.
Game after game of our twisted snakes and ladders, time for the rules to change. You're in my arteries, you're bolting through my body. I'll never be the same. So why won't you talk to me? Why won't you just talk to me? There's a universe inside your head, constellations of the things you have done. Say, talk to me, or watch me leave. Day after day of our meaningless conversation, changing the subject again. Are you ever gonna wake up? Are you ever gonna wake up? Or are you gonna just let me walk away? All you need to do is talk to me. Why won't you just talk to me? There's a universe inside your head, constellations of the things you left unsaid. Talk to me, watch me leave you by your side until it bleeds, hanging by the skin of your own teeth. Silence is your loudest scream. I don't know why you're hiding. You by your tongue until it bleeds, hanging by the skin of your own teeth. Silence is your loudest scream. I don't know why you're hiding. Why won't you talk to me? Why won't you just talk to me? There's a universe inside your head, constellations of the things you left unsaid. Talk to me. Why won't you talk to me? Why won't you just talk to me? There's a universe inside your head, constellations of the things you left unsaid. Talk to me, watch me leave.
Candy Stawarz, 16 years old. She's going to perform for us an original at the end of the show, so stick around for that. Thank you, Candy. We'll see you later on. And can I ask our next guest, or our first presenter, to talk to me?
Yes.
After the name of that song.
Of course.
Cameron Lynch, welcome back to the couch.
Thank you so much
Seems
for
like
having me back.
forever.
It does. It
You've
has
been
been
busy?
forever. Yeah, especially in the information age and things like that, where
Yes.
everything travels so quickly and time seems to
we
speed
haven't
up so
seen
much.
you, well, I reckon a couple of months, let's
Yes.
say. What's the best movie you've seen in that 2 months?
I
I know you've been flat out, so probably nothing.
No. I did see a movie recently. I'm trying to remember what it was. I'm scrambling that.
What about TV? Can I tell you, I watched
Yes.
Wentworth, Series
yep.
3. Absolutely love it. I can't wait for Channel 10 to pick it up, or Channel 9 or Channel 7.
Yep.
I think it needs to go on commercial TV. It's just an incredibly scripted show.
Excellent.
Have you caught Wentworth?
No, I haven't. I don't get cable, unfortunately, at the moment.
It's
So, yeah.
fantastic.
Might be getting Netflix, though, which I think it's on there. So, yeah,
Oh.
Netflix is very, very good at the
There's
moment.
so many of the Presto, Netflix,
Stan is the other one. Yep.
So they've all got into it, haven't they?
Oh, yeah.
I might have to get you in one day to describe what it's all about, because
Yeah,
a lot of
for
people
sure.
don't know what all this is about.
Absolutely.
So maybe on another episode.
Yeah, I'd love to, absolutely.
What are we talking about movies-wise?
Movie-wise today, first up we've got Paul Blart Mall Cop 2. I don't know if that's which way around that is. Now, the first one, this was 6 years later from the original film, and the first one, it's Kevin James, so he's friends with Adam Sandler. You kind of get to know what to expect with these kind of films. It did make 6 times its original budget back, so despite being completely panned by critics as a lousy film, it did make a scant $183 million. So hence why they're doing a sequel this far in advance, and obviously with things like Anchorman 2 and all these other stuff, like basically way past the tipping point from the originals, they're still making decent money. And people who've ever seen me sort of give my reviews on the show know I'm not really a fan of this sort of genre movie. But then I was thinking, I'm trying to be a bit more retrospective with my reviews, and I'm thinking maybe this movie isn't made for me. Maybe it's for families. Maybe it's a bit more of a silly time. So if you enjoy the first one, definitely check this one out. It looks like it'll be quite a bit of fun. Paul Blart Mall Cop 2. Let's have a look.
Paul Blart, Mall Cop.
Ever since he saved the day, he's wanted a bigger challenge.
You say Las Vegas has the best security in the world. Well, we're about to find out.
From Columbia Pictures,
Take it in, Cupcake. I'm finally working the big leagues.
I'm so proud of you.
Pleasure to meet a fellow brother in arms. I'm happy to keep my eyes peeled for any irregularities. Oh! Monkey hopping it. Oh! Missed it! Still got it.
The Wynn Resort is the most secure place in the entire world. We have not had so much as a towel go missing.
I want to be in and out in less than 9 hours, people. Clear this place out. Let's go!
Someone's taking down the hotel!
Let the games begin.
Oh! Didn't see it. That's clean glass. We are trained to detect, deter, observe, and report. But there's one man who goes above and beyond. And I am that man!
Please tell me Blart is taken care of.
Yeah, you mean taking out your crew one by one? There's a lip on that carpet. Someone's gonna have to call that in.
You know what you just did? You jaywalked in a business district, sir.
Actually, it's, officer. Still giving me a ticket?
Gonna give you my phone number in case you want to grab a drink sometime.
I don't drink, but I do ride.
Oh, that was the funniest part of the movie, I reckon.
Who knew Sarah Jessica Parker could kick that hard?
Yes.
That movie's out now, so
Does it
you can
nag?
check it out in theaters. Paul Blart Mall Cop 2. Fun for all the family.
Age of Adaline.
Age of Adaline. Stick with me on this. It's a little high concept. Adaline, I think Bowman, her name is, born at the turn of the 20th century. Everything's running smoothly, normal, happy life. Around her 30th birthday, her car careens off a cliff, lands in a river, and is struck by lightning. I'm not making this up. And then suddenly, magically, she doesn't age because reasons. It's not really explained as to why
Holy
she doesn't
water.
age. Well, I don't know. And she's also miraculously unscathed when she careens off the cliff into the water and struck by lightning as well. But hey, again, reasons. She then lives her life for the next few decades. Obviously, try to reconcile these emotions that she's not able to be with anyone because they'll inevitably age and die, so there's the pain there. She does meet someone eventually down the line, more in modern day age, and then they meet his parents, which turn out to be, the father was someone she had an old sort of unrequited love with back in the day. This is all from the trailer, by the way.
So
I'm
let
not
me
giving
get
any
this
spoilers.
right.
So, yes.
So far, she stays the same age.
Yes.
So she's Kerry Ann Kettley.
Well...
Oh, now that makes it a lot easier, I understand.
Terrible timely reference.
She went from...
starring Blake Lively and Harrison Ford. Like I said, I can understand the different spin on like the romantic story across the eras. This is a little too high concept for me, magic lightning and whatnot. But I'll let you be the judge. Age of Adaline, let's have a look.
Ma'am, it says here you were born in 1908. That makes you 45 years old.
That's right.
Adaline Marie Bowman was born on January 1st, 1908. Many years later, she would begin a family of her own. On a cold winter night in 1935, Adaline's life would change forever. In that moment, something incredible happened. Its effect was almost magical. Adaline Bowman will henceforth be immune to the ravages of time. She will never age another day.
I'd like to ask you a few questions, Miss Bowman.
The next time we see each other, I'll have a new identity. I'll always be your mother, and you'll always be my daughter. Happy birthday, Mama.
You look exactly like this old friend of mine. We were very close.
Don't you miss having someone to love? It's not the same when there's no growing old together. Without that love is just heartbreak.
I'm Alice. Pleasure to meet you. I'll just wait with you.
Thank you, but I'll manage. Wait.
How do we get in touch?
First time I saw you, I knew I had to meet you. And I didn't know when or how, but I knew I would.
How is this possible? All these years, you've lived, but you've never had a life.
I don't know how. Tell me something I can hold on to forever and never let go.
Let go.
I've been running for so long.
Adaline!
I don't know how to stop.
The Age of Adaline. In theaters now, once again, a little too high concept for me, but I give points to their bravery in trying something a bit different, but it's a little too fluffy high concept. And I'm sure all that sort of, hey, why didn't you get killed in that will go by the wayside. But in cinemas now, so you can check it out
Are you a big fan of Captain America?
Little.
Yeah, what about the Avengers? Because our director absolutely loves the Avengers.
Yes, speaking of ages, Avengers Age of Ultron is the sequel to the 2012 smash hit The Avengers, directed and written by geek fanboy darling Joss Whedon. Once again joins the normal Avengers crew, as well as Elizabeth Olsen as Scarlet Witch, Aaron Taylor-Johnson as Quicksilver, Paul Bettany as the Vision, and of course James Spader as the voice of Ultron himself. The original Avengers made a scant $1.5 billion, so I'd imagine this is going to follow suit. Amazing action film. I've already got my tickets. It's out. It's not out for another few weeks, but I've already got mine straight away because I need to see it as soon as possible. And you need to see this trailer. Let's have a look.
I was designed to save the world. People would look to the sky and see hope. I'll take that from them first. There's only one path to peace. Their extinction.
Tried to create a suit of armor around the world, but I created something terrible.
Artificial intelligence.
It's called the Ultron program.
I'm sick of watching people pay for our mistakes.
Isn't why we fight so we can end the fight and go home?
Well, you amazingly failed.
Here we all are, with nothing but our wit and our will to save the world. So stand and fight.
No way we all get through this. I got no plans tomorrow night.
I'm always picking up after you boys.
We can tear them apart. From the inside.
That's the best you can do!
You had to ask.
I don't know about you, Cameron, but I think I prefer the old Hulk.
Lou Ferrigno.
Yeah. I don't know. He just seems.
There is something a bit more
terrible.
authentic about a 6'5", 280-pound man who's severely muscular and painted green and running down the street breaking things. But
Exactly.
yes, Avengers: Age of Ultron in Australian theaters on the 23rd. Miss it at your peril because it's going to be an amazing film. So
Beautiful. Unfriended?
Unfriended. This is the final film, and this is in the line of sort of the modern day slasher flick, found footage. I don't know what you want to call it, basically.
Let me guess. Is it about someone that's on the internet?
Yes.
Stalking someone on Facebook or social media?
Not quite. It's about it's on the right track. It's basically it's kind of an interesting message on how cyberbullying and internet bullying can impact people's lives. A young girl named Laura is a video of her doing something a little bit untoward is uploaded online. She then takes her life because of obviously all the bullying and all the horrible stuff that comes out of the woodwork. And a year later, her friends get together and they're talking on Skype. And then someone who appears to be Laura appears on Skype and says, "Who put out this video? You tell me now, or all of you will die." Essentially.
So the untoward thing she does, is that something sexual?
Yeah, it's it's explained in the clip basically, but basically it's an interesting premise, and again it is found footage, and I find having to watch a whole film from the perspective of like a Skype camera.
I hate the whole handycam
That's gonna be kind of tough. This is worse than Handycam because it's like watching it through a TV
I watch
screen.
West TV. That's pretty much how they do their thing. Oh.
But real quick, I know we can get the wind up, but at the same token, why don't they just turn off their computers? This is one of those weird plot devices.
That's exactly
it's like
what
turn
I
off your computer
say.
and go outside, you'll be okay. Anyway, it's called Unfriended. It was under a few different titles, but that's what's running by now. Let's have a look at the trailer.
You want to take some pictures? Post it. I need another drink.
Dude, look.
Did you guys buy your tickets 2 weeks ago like I asked you?
Which seats are better, balcony or orchestra?
Hey, Mitch, who's your buddy?
Who is that?
I just tried to hang up on him.
Can we get rid of this person?
I don't know. Was this here the whole time?
This is probably a glitch.
Well, the glitch just typed.
Who is doing this? This is Laura's account.
Who would hack into a dead girl's account?
Maybe it's Laura.
All right, everyone, hands up right now. Who's doing this?
Oh my god.
Guys, seriously, who posted the video?
It wasn't me.
Well, one of us did.
Who's here?
Lock the door!
Lock your door.
Just hide! Why are you showing this? I didn't mean it! I swear it!
Oh, you swear? Man, what's going on?
What is that?
Ken, talk to us! Ken!
I'm signing off.
No, he'll kill you!
Uncle John, you hear
be fun.
One would think, Cameron, that we don't need to teach young people what the bad things about social media are.
That would be good. Otherwise, just go old school. Write letters, you know, the soup can on a string. You know,
SMS,
no one's
maybe.
going to sneak up on you on then. It's like, yeah, exactly.
And like you said, maybe just turn the computer off.
That would help.
That would actually help.
Absolutely.
Top fives for this week. We've got them on the screen for you.
Movies.
Let's have a look.
Number 5, Insurgent. Number 4, SpongeBob SquarePants, Sponge Out of Water. Number 3, Home. Number 2, Cinderella. And number 1, The Fast and the Furious 7, the latest iteration in the long line, and Paul Walker's last film, apparently.
Well done. I look forward to hearing your review on the Avengers as well.
Oh, yes.
Thank you, Cameron Lynch, for
Pleasure as
being here
always.
today. And we'll see you in a couple of weeks with entertainment and showbiz or movies again.
Sure.
That is Cameron Lynch. You're watching The Couch. We're back for a brand new season, episode 515. Stick around because on the other side of the break, Steve Collins talks travel with our very own Neesha. See you then. Welcome back to The Couch here on Aurora Television, our first one back after our Bali holiday. I hope you're having a wonderful time wherever you are in Australia. And the next segment will be probably for those people who used to watch The Couch a long time ago. They probably thought this is a repeat, but it's not. Blake Williams is back filling in for music this week, and we do value him coming back and appreciate it. Welcome
Thanks,
back.
Fred. Cheers, cheers.
It's hand of Make It Official.
It's funny. I think this is. I think I've skipped 4 studios since the show.
I think so.
It was back in Balladura, and then back when we used to do it back in Belmont.
Yes.
So yes, we're somewhere completely different. I don't know where I am, I don't know what's happening.
Tell the people what you're doing these days, because you're on #1 radio station here in Perth.
Yeah, Mix worked for Mix 94.5.
And what's
doing
your
a
show
local
called?
Show's
Look at that
called
camera there.
This is
Yeah.
how I do it?
Yeah, that one
Okay,
there.
this one. All right, so we're live now?
We're
going?
live, we're live.
Oh, we're going, okay. So the show's called The Scene, and it's every Sunday night. We do Australian music, but more than that, we do local music, so local bands and all that sort of stuff. So I do that with Mix, and then do normal shifts as well, you know,
Good
the best 70s, 80s, 90s.
Oh, and I do hear you filling in as well. for
Yeah,
other
that's
people.
right, yeah. No, it's all good fun. It's good fun.
Can you give me a Mix 94.5 type voice?
Mix 94.5, like that?
Yeah, well,
I
that's
don't
good.
talk
Do you know
like
the
that.
phone number that you have to call when they want to ring you?
13 33 53.
Aha, 922
Always at the
18882.
pizza place. I always get them confused. You can call Domino's or you can call Mix.
Well, you probably
Either
get
way,
better.
you have a good time.
Domino's is probably nicer sometimes. What are we talking about music today?
Oh, wow. I don't know if I should continue after that. But yes, we're talking Australian music for a little bit. So AC/DC, time to dust off your little
heard about
schoolboy
you.
outfits.
Oh, we're talking music now.
Yeah, we're talking music. And first tour in 5 years for AC/DC, and the only tour with the original Angus. Angus Young is the only one left in the
Really?
band from the original lineup. Malcolm has dementia, which is it's just horrible. And Phil Rudd is he's caught up in legal proceedings. Yeah, that's right.
That's Steve, you can hear there. Steve and Neesha, welcome in, by the way.
Yeah, please, feel free to join in. Everybody in the room could join in.
Yes, he's embroiled in a bit of a...
Yeah, he's not
nightmare
having a
in
very
New
good time, but AC/DC are hitting the road. The new album is out, and it's sounding like every classic AC/DC album does, which is just, guitars, rock, sing-along, stadium rock. They do it so well.
So they still got the...
That may be Kiss. Oh, no, okay, you got some Angus, like schoolboy thing going on.
I was having a fit, sorry.
I thought, are you all right?
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
They still do the tongue thing?
I guess they do, yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah, they do that. But AC/DC coming back to Perth, which is going to be awesome later this year, November 27 there in Perth, and around the country from Sydney all the way through to Melbourne. So beginning of November to the 1st of December. So make sure you catch AC/DC, one of the greatest rock and roll bands, not in Australia, but ever in the history of music. Now, Don McLean, this is interesting. American Pie, one of your top 5 favourite songs of all time.
My Miss American.
Check that out, guys. How good is
Drove
that?
my levee, Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry.
That's the one.
That's the one.
The song that radio announcers put on when they want to have a bathroom break.
That's
because
the
it goes
one,
for about
7
25 minutes. Yeah.
It's long.
It goes for a really, really long time. But he's finally come clean about what the song's about. There's been speculation for 40 years about what this song is about, because it's talking about, it starts the day the music died. So, the day that Richie Valens, Big Bopper and Buddy Holly died in that plane crash, which would have, shook the music industry, around the world back in the day. But it has been released now through some documents that are up for auction for about $1.5 million. That the song is basically about America losing its innocence. That's what he said it's about.
Really?
And he's written this thing, and he's released his lyrics to inspire songwriters, because his quote says, "I was around in the 70s, I'm around now, there's no romance in songwriting anymore. people don't think about the words that they write. So he's released this to go, you know what, guys? If you're going to write a pop song, spend some time on it. Write 35 verses like I did with American Pie.
Wow.
And so, yeah, it's up for, you can buy it, 18 pages, $1.5 million bucks if you've got the spare cash.
Oh, yeah.
And put it on the wall as wallpaper.
We'll get it next week.
Yeah, Don McLean, finally we know what that song's about. Steve Tyler from Aerosmith.
Oh, yeah.
Right, you associate him with the tongue thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, the big tongue thing. And big rock songs.
I'm actually good at that. Even with the delay, I'm a little bit...
Well,
delay.
he's releasing a new album, and this is a bit different. He's going country. So 100% banjos, mandolins, Steve Tyler.
No money in other music anymore?
Well, in America, country music is the #1 selling music. So in Australia, we think of it as, you know, Slim Dusty and all that sort of stuff. But, you know, in America...
road again.
Yeah, that's right. Have a beer with Duncan. But in America, it is the #1. It's the #1 selling industry. So, yes, country music for Steve Tyler.
Wow.
Shall we have a listen to some local stuff,
Yeah,
though?
what is it?
This guy does travel around the country quite a bit. This is Timothy Nelson and the Infidels.
I want you to hold it to that one.
Hold it up
Yeah.
there to Adrian. You can have a look at
Timothy is a wonderful local singer. He's won so many Whammy Awards.
He certainly has. His dad is a lecturer at Whopper, has been for many years. And this band, you know, it is a Perth band, but they do travel around. If you get a chance to see them, do it, because this is an album that you could see, you know, on the charts now.
Fantastic.
It's great stuff. Should we check out what's happening on RE charts?
Yep, go for it.
All right, I don't know.
Let's have a look at the top 3 this week.
I wish I could say Timothy Nelson, but he'll be there one day. Do you remember Jared James?
At number 2, we've got this one.
Oh, this is your favourite. You love Major Lazer.
Oh, yeah.
Lean On, not Lean On Me.
Bit of gut in that one. Number 1.
See You Again from Fast and the Furious 7, Wiz Khalifa and Mates.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
They'll do well. And what's peaking on Mix 94.5 at the moment? Do you know what songs are really popular?
Oh, you know, Bruno Mars is big.
What about the woman that sings Future Husband? I really like that song.
Megan Trainor.
Hey, Future Husband.
I don't get that song. I don't get it.
One minute she's scaring the man off, then she wants him back,
Yeah,
and then
that's
she's got
right.
conditions. So
You know what, getting back
to
to what Don McLean said, write some lyrics that make sense.
I agree with you. Thank you very much. Now, you're coming back next week with Annie Kay on
Yeah, Annie
Kids
Kay
Biz?
was on my show actually a couple of weeks ago.
Beautiful.
So now
She's a
we're
great young talent.
changing it up. Yeah,
Well done. That is Blake Williams. Of course, Lisa is sitting in the audience. We may try and get her in between the break to come and stand behind him when we say out to break sort of thing. But thank you. Sorry about that, Sonia. I'm noticing you're pointing at camera 1. We've got a fantastic... contact promo coming up. Thank you. I was going to say we've got a fantastic travel segment coming up with Steve and Neesha, but check this out if you want to contact us.
If you're looking for more info on anything you've seen on today's show, head to thecouch.com.au. It's where you'll find all the links for our guests, plus clips from the show, backstage photos, and even exclusive movie reviews. You can also sign up as a couchie and be part of our competitions, including Spin It to Win It. New Zealand viewers, that's open to you too. So jump online and check it out now. thecouch.com.au.
That is exactly how you contact us. Thank you very much for episode 515. We're back. If you're wondering, this is a new episode of The Couch. We've been away in Bali for a few weeks, but we're back. And so is this man. His name is Steve Collins. He's with our very own Neesha Seth. Welcome back, guys.
Thank you, Fred.
Thank you very much.
Nice to have you back.
Blake and myself,
you.
we're very similar. He does the scene and I do the scenery, you see. So
Lovely.
Great link, great
I
link.
thought you were going to say you do the scene. I was saying, what scene do you do?
We didn't rehearse
I
that.
don't go to car parks late at night. No, we didn't rehearse that. This is all ad lib.
Thank you.
Ad lib.
Thank you.
Well done. Well, we're talking about India.
We are. Namaste. Namaste. I've just come back from India and I went to one of the most beautiful parts of India. It's called Kerala and it's in the southwest of India, right down there near the pointy bit. And a lot of it's called the Malabar Coast and it's on the Arabian Sea and it is the most beautiful place.
So where do you fly in when you first...
Well, I flew in to Cochin. Cochin's the main city in Kerala for certainly for international air, and it's a big sort of it's a big metropolis. But the part that I was in was called Fort Cochin. Now Fort Cochin is on a little peninsula. There's a massive, great big harbour there, so it's a great big port city, Cochin. But Fort Cochin is really important because it's very historical. When Vasco da Gama, when he discovered the first route from Europe to India, he travelled there for 3 times and he set up a fort there in 1502 and he established a base there. And so it's been really going very strong since then. They've had a lot. Of course, you had the Portuguese there for several hundred years, then you had the Dutch, then you had the British Raj.
So you can imagine the history, right? When
Fantastic history. It's a really good place. Now, one of the big things that Kochi is famous for is its fishing nets. We'll probably see the fishing nets in just a minute. There we are.
Now.
These are actually Chinese, and they were introduced by the Chinese a couple of centuries before. I've seen these things off Hainan Island in the south of China, but they're massive, great big things. You just see them. They take about 4 or 5 men to lift the things up when they get going, and they really seem to be a pretty inefficient way of fishing, to be honest with you.
Yet they still do it that way. Why do you think?
Well, I think because labour's cheap. The first thing you notice about India is that labour is very, very, very cheap. You know, there's not much automation there because why would you spend several $1,000s on a machine when you can get people to sort of work for virtually nothing?
That's right. And what is Kerala known for?
Well, Kerala is known, it's a port city. It's also known for its spices. It's got a lot of spices there.
Did you try those while you were there?
Oh.
Did you have a first aid kit?
No.
Oh, no.
See, this is what...
You should have asked me when I went to
People
India.
who haven't been to India always talk about, oh, you know, take the gastro stop and all that sort of stuff. Well, I can tell you right now, no problems, because the food there is absolutely delicious.
Steve,
I noticed your... Yes, Fred?
See, I was just going to say, I was listening to another radio station called 6PR.
Yeah, I've not heard of that.
And they had a guy on talking about India, a travel guy from the newspaper, and he was saying that when he goes to India, he eats a lot of yogurt. And that's the secret. If you have a lot of yogurt, apparently it stops you getting the runs.
Well, drink lassis, because lassis are made of yogurt, and they're basically yogurt, milk, yogurt, water, and fruit, and oh, they're delicious.
Did you get the runs in that?
No, nothing. No.
Are you serious? You didn't?
I put on weight, and it was really hot and sultry, and I was walking around.
You must have a stomach of iron. Because
well, I do have a cast iron gut. In fact, look, you can tell it's cast iron because it's made of a 44-gallon drum. But
no.
But it's look, you've got to really think about what you do there. You check out your restaurants, and if they look clean, then they are clean. Simple as that.
See, when I went to a wedding, and I think it was I was eating anything and everything, and the food is beautiful. So that's
Were you eating with your fingers as well?
Oh, absolutely.
You see, I tend not to do that either because. You wash it in the water, and you don't know where the water's coming from. So I always eat with a fork, and I'm assuming that the forks have been washed in hot water.
Can I ask you another tricky question? I was just talking to one of the nurses from my dad's dialysis, which 90% of them are from India, of course, in Australia. They reckon that there's a lot of people that just poo on the road and stuff like that. Is that true? Well,
there's a lot of cattle and goats that certainly poo on the road. I didn't actually see any
They reckon
humans.
people do it.
Well, not in Kerala, because Kerala's upmarket. Because Kerala, you see, they're very, very highly educated there, because Kerala had the world's first democratic elected communist government, and so education there, unlike in most of India, is free.
So you have got different parts of India. People have to realise have a different standard.
All the regions vary quite remarkably. But I have to tell you, the highlight of my trip, and I've got a video of it.
Fantastic.
And this is the backwater cruise.
Now, you have checked this home video.
Oh,
Remember last time you were
See these are the most. Oh, that's a ferry. That's the local ferry.
Reasons.
But inside Kerala, they've got all these great lakes and rivers and canals.
Island, is it?
And what you do is you go down to a place called Alleppey, which is about an hour south of Cochin, and you hire these barges. They're rice barges, former rice barges, but they've turned them into houseboats.
Lovely.
And you just go along these waterways, and you sort of glide across the water, and you stay on them. You have 3 staff. You have a cook, a skipper, and a decky. And the food on these things is absolutely extraordinary.
What does it cost, Steve, to do that?
I can tell you exactly what it cost. It cost me $150 to hire a houseboat. Now I had a 2-bedroom houseboat, so that means that 4 people.
Oh wow, you're looking good.
Wow.
Yeah, 4 people could have done it for $150,000, and that's all inclusive. That's all your meals and stuff. But it is just glorious. You go along all these waterways, and it's just so peaceful, and it's magical in many ways. And at night, you pull up, you moor, and you just light it, because none of them have got navigation lights, and you just sit there, and it's so still, and you watch everything happen. You watch the bird life, and you watch the guys in their canoes, because the locals, they commute on canoes, and they look like, the Red Indian canoes. They look exactly the same, but you can see that. You can see all the rooms. You've got the rooms are all self-contained. You've got a bedroom, you've got a bathroom, you've got air conditioning.
How many people would go on a boat like that?
Well, it depends on the size. That one we just saw had 4 bedrooms, so you could fit 8. Some of them have got up to 10, 12 rooms,
like a cruise
and they're
ship.
double stories. So upstairs, it's your leisure place. Very safe because there's no waves or anything there. It's all very still water. Well, they took me. If they could take me in 26 tonnes of rice, they're all right,
26 tonnes of rice.
And how long were you on there?
I did that overnight. You leave at midday and you get back at about 9 a.m. A lot of people can do it for a couple of nights. The other thing is you can start in Alipi where I was, and you can take it go up to Kochi. And that's about a 3-day journey because they do travel quite slowly. And it's really majestic and just beautiful.
Out of 10, how would that rate with all the other places that you've been to?
Well, now, if we're talking about the backwater cruise, out of 10, definitely 9.
Okay.
Fantastic.
Good rating.
Kochi as such, that's probably around 6.5 or so because you really have to get used to it. You really have to get used to. That's the harbour there. It's a very, very popular harbour. But India is beautiful. It can be confrontational if you're not used to it. I liked it. I loved it. But I can understand that there would be a lot of people who would find it a very, very hard destination.
I think the poverty, and I think the people are worried about the cleanliness and all.
Well, can I tell you, even in Kochi with those fishing nets, one of the worst things about rubbish, they throw rubbish everywhere. I was speaking to an Air India pilot who said, look, in India, if the rubbish isn't theirs, they don't take responsibility for it. And the aromas, there is an amazing amalgamation of aromas.
Good aroma or bad?
Spicy, spices are beautiful, but also down near the fishing nets, stale fish mixed with raw sewage, very, very nice. I wouldn't recommend a perfume be made out of it. But, but still fascinating. The food, as I said before, glorious.
Can I ask a quick question about the culture? Because you did mention, that sometimes it might be a bit confrontational. Is that just different to
It's confrontational to people who aren't used to third world countries. And out of all the countries in the world, India is definitely a third world country. There's no social services. There's no guarantee of employment. There's certainly no OH&S there at all, so you see people do the most extraordinary things. But it's a fantastic destination.
But clearly
take your patience and your sense of humour, and you'll be all right.
I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
Lovely. Well, look, unfortunately, we could talk about this all day because I'm really interested.
Cancel the rest of the segments.
Cancel the rest of the show.
I'd rather go to India on one of those boats. How good would that be?
You'd love it. You would absolutely love it.
Steve, thanks again for coming on the show. And get it India. It's a bit of a joke.
I
think we should definitely try and all go to India when you get a chance. Each part is very different.
And yes, just go there and. Because nobody will be sorry now if they go to India.
I wear saris still when I go to India.
And I've got to get this right, Neesha. Vasco da Gama.
Vasco da Gama, Portuguese.
He was the one that got the first route in India?
Yeah, that's right.
I've written that. No, he did the first route there.
He did, yeah.
So he knows how to get it. Thank you very much. RadioRoaming.com is the website. It's RadioRoaming.com if you want more information. Now, he's got some wonderful interviews and stuff on there. Anything new you want us to catch up with on there?
Well, yeah, I spoke to a guy who lives in Senegal in West Africa, and he lives there, he's married to a local lady and got a couple of kids, and the lifestyle he talks about is just fantastic.
You'll never look at travel again in the same way. Thank you very much to Steve Collins. Thank you to Neesha Seth, and we'll see you later on in the show, talking Miracle Babies. And thank you to Blake from Mix 94.5. Please catch him Sunday nights. It's the best station to listen to. When you're not listening to 6PR. See you after the break. More coming up. Welcome back to the couch here on Aurora Television. We're laughing about something we said in the break. Well, I said it in the break, but it's okay. Cara Walker's back for another Talking Green. Welcome back.
Hey, Fred. Good to see you.
Now, I don't want to protest about your topic today, but we're talking about the anti-protesting laws that are happening, aren't we?
Yes, they have just been introduced. They've been presented to the Legislative Council in Western Australia. This is something we've been seeing happening in the eastern states already, in Victoria and Tasmania.
So they've already
it's
been
here.
implemented similar laws?
Yeah, they have. So it's similar, but
how does it affect people? What are they?
Well, Liberals are saying it's to stop extreme behaviour, such as the activists that were locking themselves to machinery, such as at James Price Point and things like that. So they're trying to put a ban on extreme activism. However, the way they've written the law is so broad that it would stop marches going down the street or people standing outside of a building.
So they can use it to their advantage to stop people protesting against governments.
Exactly, yeah. And on top of that, they're taking away, or they're giving police officers the right to fine people just on suspicion without actually proving that they're doing anything. So if you're in the area,
freedom of speech is being taken
away.
Well,
it is. It's taking away our fundamental civil rights. And it's interesting about how these laws are for the extreme cases such as James Price Point. However, in the end, that got reversed. So there's no gas fracking happening out there, gas mining happening out there. So
do you think we should be against the whole legislation, or do you think some parts of it is founded?
I mean, you're asking a greenie. I mean, I think
that's
if
why
you're
I asked you, because I mean, you're also quite sensible.
Well, yeah, I don't do the extreme activism, but someone has to be out there. They're doing some pretty extreme things.
So you agree there's some people that are stupid, but they're just stupid people. They do the dangerous things.
Define stupid. Well, no, I think they're...
Let me put it to you this way.
Maybe they're passionate.
Would you tie yourself in front of a truck and be
I don't do that because my company represents something different.
Exactly.
But people are standing up for old growth forests and pristine country up north. Why would we put a gas station out there that is on Aboriginal land, it's on heritage, and then, someone's got to stand up. So they go and do this. Things do turn violent, and it's such a shame as we're seeing some things up on the screen now. However, police have a whole list of laws which they can counter that, if you're disrupting the peace, if you're trespassing, for example. So they have laws in place to actually protect the community. These laws are stopping people standing up for something that's wrong.
A couple of weeks ago, there was a protest here in WA, it might have been longer than a couple of weeks ago, where a protester attacked the Premier, where she pushed him the first time, they let it go, and then the second time she nearly knocked him over, and security sort of clamped her and grabbed her. Do you say that sort of behaviour is not suitable?
That's not suitable. There's a lot of peaceful protesting, and it's interesting who are banding together are lawyers, religious leaders, farmers, a whole lot of people who you wouldn't think so are actually banding together to oppose these laws. There's a fantastic foundation called Lock the Gate. We talked about coal seam fracking before, the gas extraction. We have, if you remember that.
I gave a frack to that.
we do give a frack. So there's an organisation called Lock the Gate. So if you have land, you don't actually own that land. The Crown owns the resources on that land. So if they decide that they can get gas from it, they can bring in their machinery to your land and take it off, which would pollute your soil, pollute your land, do all kinds of things. However, there's people who are just not cooperating. They're just locking the gate, saying, well, you can't come in. However, now, by these laws, farmers cannot stand up for their land.
Really?
They will be arrested and charged up to 12 months in jail and $12,000, and for extreme cases, $24,000 and 2 years in jail. So, So
is there anything we can do about stopping these laws, or do we need to push for maybe amendments?
Well, we're protesting against anti-protesting out here. That's what we need to do.
Oh, you're so funny.
Look at us. But it has to happen. This is our civil rights because, the government makes decisions which might not necessarily suit everybody else. There was a case in the eastern states where, with fracking again, 87% of the community said they didn't want it, but the government went ahead with it. People have a right. We need to stand up, and we have a right to oppose what the government
decides. It's the best way of getting democracy, isn't it?
Exactly.
Sometimes people might think it's not worthwhile, but if you don't do it, it might even give you a personal victory if you just go and stand up for what you believe.
Yeah, so I think write letters at this stage and head up to the courts when things are coming up. People are gathering outside the courts when these new laws are being
And the Greens are opposing these?
Absolutely. The Greens and the Labor Party are both opposing these.
So does that mean it won't go through, or do they have the majority in the upper
They're
house?
saying they've got the power to get it through, so who knows? We'll see what happens. So keep an eye on it because it's an important topic.
Let's hope it doesn't become an unruly protest.
Let's hope.
Thank you very much, Cara. As always,
Fred.
do you know what you're talking about next time?
It's a surprise.
I want to ask you about the gay marriage thing. I want to talk to you about gay marriage next time because I think Tony Abbott might be softening to the subject by the sounds of it. You don't believe it. That's all right. Maybe we'd go and eat at Fasta. They've got some fantastic new menus coming up for lunchtime. If you haven't caught their ad, check this commercial out and then we'll give you a chance at winning two $50 vouchers.
Introducing Fasta Pasta's new lunch menu.
Lunch the way I like it, please.
Just choose your fresh pasta
Linguine.
and your sauce
Fiorentina.
from just $9.90, then add sides and drinks. Lunch the way you like it for a price you'll love. Only at Fasta Pasta.
I can say the ravioli Milanese is my favourite, but you can have it the way you like it, and you can win $50 vouchers. We're giving away 2 of them to anyone in Australia. It's a great competition thanks to Fasta Pasta. All you have to do is put the code word, which is Fasta Pasta. It's spelt like that on screen, Fasta Pasta, Fasta Pasta, your name, your address, and the phone number to send it to is 0439 929 929. Just repeating that again, 0439 929 929, and you'll get one of these awesome $50 vouchers. And to prove that they're real, here they are. See, $50 you'll get, and we're going to give away 2 every week thanks to our good friends at Fasta Pasta. We need to take a break because we're talking miracle babies coming up after this. Stay tuned. You're watching episode 515 of The Couch, the new series on Aurora. Welcome back to The Couch here on Aurora Television Foxtel. Thanks for your company. And don't forget, if you want to be a guest on the show or a performer, please contact us through our website, thecouch.com.au, and you'll be able to contact me and I'll get you on the show if we can throughout the year. Someone that's always getting on the show is our very own Neesha Seth. She's talking miracle babies today, and I think she's a miracle baby herself. Over to you, Neesha.
Wow, that was very sweet, Fred. Thank you.
Thank you.
I have a lovely guest on the show, the ambassador of the Miracle Babies Foundation, Laura Byrnes. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Now, Laura, you have an amazing story behind your role as the ambassador. So tell us how you got involved in the Miracle Babies Foundation.
Basically, I was born premature myself. I was premature by 9 weeks, which when I was born, that was quite significant. So I had to spend some time in NICU. And yeah, recovered. I'm perfectly fine. The only thing you can tell, the only thing that sort of indicates I was born premature is my height. And so through speedway racing, because I race in the motorsport discipline of speedway, a lot of people were asking...
We'll talk about that in a sec.
A lot of people were asking like, why I'm so small. And yeah, I had to explain that I was born premature, and I would direct them to the Miracle Baby Foundation. And I thought that'd be a great opportunity to sort of put my hand up and say I'd love to be a part of the foundation, and yeah, I became an ambassador through that.
What a great association. So you're giving back, in essence. So what's your plan with the Miracle Babies Foundation? What have you got in store over maybe the next few months?
So at the moment, I've got their sticker on my car, and I try and promote them as much as I can through my YouTube and Facebook. But the big thing that I'm doing is a major fundraiser, climbing Mount Kilimanjaro.
Wow.
So,
wow.
Pretty big. Yeah. So yeah, I'm in the process of training for that, which also helps through racing as well. That it's sort of similar high intensity training, and yeah, hopefully reach the top without altitude sickness.
Okay, now tell us a little bit about your racing, because I think that's an amazing story too. When did you start and how did you get involved?
So I started when I was 10, because I used to live in
10
Kalgoorlie.
years old. Oh my goodness.
A lot of people would say, yeah, it's quite young, but yeah, Dad taught me how to drive in the space of a few weeks and have my first car and was churning those laps.
It took me more than a few weeks to drive a normal car, so I think, wow.
Well, if I actually failed my driving test, like actually on the road 3 times, so yeah.
Goodness, well, makes me feel better though.
Yeah.
I think I was around that too. So 10 years old, and now you are 21, I believe, so it's been 10 years plus that you've been racing.
Yeah, so it's been a while, and we've definitely moved through the different divisions and making new friends, new sponsors, so pretty proud of everything that we've been able to achieve.
And now I believe we do have a poster that Fred's going to hold up for us now, please. And this is lovely. You've put a lot of work in terms of media and marketing and got your own sponsors as well.
Yeah, so last year I was chosen as a rising star for Speedway Australia, and I attended the Australian Institute of Sport, and through there they gave us training not only in like the sports science and things like that, but also media and marketing. So I kind of just took everything on board with that, which is also how I got in contact with the Miracle Baby Foundation. And yeah, ended up making posters, got a whole bunch of marketing partners, and yeah, they've really helped us to get to where we are.
Fantastic. And on top of all of this, you're an amazing young woman. You're also studying at UWA at the moment.
I am, yeah. So I'm in my final year of a law and psychology degree. Not really sure what I'm going to do, because I really want to push motorsport as far as I can go. So yeah, the law and psych's kind of a backup plan.
Okay, wow, that's a pretty hefty backup plan. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay, and where would you see yourself with your racing career? going in the next few years?
Yeah, so at the moment we're going to stick in the production sedan division, which is what I'm doing, just to get as much experience as possible, in the hope that maybe in the next couple years we'll be able to go to America, because they've got a late model division there, and they're able to race almost every day, and so that to me is a dream come true. And they also have
see
racing
the love in your
school.
face when you're talking about this.
I just love cars.
Oh, that's wonderful. So did you like Fast and the Furious 7? Have you seen that
I
yet?
actually haven't seen it yet, so
I'm looking forward to seeing
it's on my
that,
to-do list.
but for different reasons.
Oh, golly.
Now, tell us a little bit about the fundraiser coming up, because I'm sure some people would want to get involved, because you have a few spots in the team. Is that
Yeah,
right?
there's still spaces left. At the moment, it's just some people from Perth, so there's 3 of us. So yeah, there's 17 spots still available, so if anyone would like to join, definitely I'll see you there, maybe.
Wow, well, nervous driving next to you after your 10 years of experience. Actually, no, it'd be better, won't it?
Yeah.
Okay, so to get involved, where do they go?
If they head to the Miracle Baby Foundation website, which is miraclebaby.org.au, and through there, there's a link straight on the first page to how to actually join the Mount Kilimanjaro trek.
Fantastic. Well, we look forward to having you back on the show, whether it's in the ambassadorial role or talking about your racing in the future. And also, if you do want to get involved and you've missed out on any of that information, you can catch it on thecouch.com.au. But for now, thank you very much for coming and talking to us.
That's all right. Thank you for having me.
My pleasure. Back to you, Fred.
Thank you very much, Neesha. Thank you again to Laura as well. And it's all about making awareness or bringing awareness to this fantastic organisation, Miracle Babies. Hopefully Laura will come back and bring her car into our car park. I'd love to maybe have a bit of a spin in the car. You can sit in the back there, Neesha, because I know you...
I will. That's a safer seat, I believe, in the
and
baby
you know,
seat.
And you know why Neesha wants to see the Fast and the Furious, not about the cars, I can tell you that
It's a very
now.
well put together movie.
Yes, I bet it is. I bet.
Artistic
if I was,
direction.
It is.
yes, I bet.
Brilliant
I don't believe a word she says, but thank you very much. I will have to get you a couple of passes to that. Thank you for watching today's episode. This is episode 515. I've said it a few times because we are really proud that we've got to 515 episodes. Thank you to Foxtel for once again this year taking the couch, and thank you to you at home for watching, as always, very important. Thanks to our fantastic crew. We'll get them introduced in the next few weeks. And thank you. We'll watch you next week. You'll watch us next week. Don't forget, check out our website, thecouch.com.au. The show is uploaded there every week. And we'll leave you today with a wonderful young performer, 16-year-old Candy Stawarz. This is her own song, performing her own song. It's called I'm Confused. I'm confused of all the signals here. See you next week. Bye-bye.
Trusted you with everything. I hope you know that I'm over you. You're out of my life now and I don't need you. I'm happy now and I'm moving on. You won't get me back even if you try to. I'm confused again. I don't know why this keeps on happening. You loved me, then you hurt me. I trusted you with everything. Your heart is grey and my skies are gold. It's like we know it's now grown old. So I let it go. I'm confused again. I don't know why this keeps on happening. You left me. I trusted